Hello, my name is Raiden Allen, and this is my Unit 1 project. Alright, so I chose the topic of complementary and supplementary angles. I wrote a little bit down already. That's only because this is like the third take of the video, so don't worry about that. I'll still explain it. And so I think we should take a look first at complementary. Okay, so complementary angles are two angles. Well, when we have angles that are complementary, it means that there are two angles that the sum of the two angles is 90 degrees. So that's half of 180, which is half of 360. So it forms a right angle, or a fourth of a circle, of the angle for a circle. And so we can show that it's a right angle by just putting this right here. I put it there in my last take. Okay, so when we look at the individual angles of the two angles, because I said before that complementary angles are two angles that are added to the sum, to get the sum of 90 degrees. So that means they are each two angles that are smaller that have degrees smaller than 90 degrees, and when they are added, then their degrees are then put together to make 90. Okay. So let's look at pink right now. So the smaller one. They're both acute angles, which means they're just less than 90 degrees. So let's look at the smaller one. So we got DBA. So measured angle DBA, which I have written right here. So measured angle DBA, just means that they have given us, that it's measured, which means that they have given us the degree for this angle. So measured angle DBA equals 30 degrees. Okay? And then let's look at the bigger one, so the yellow highlighted one. So measured angle ABC, which I have right here, measured angle ABC equals 60 degrees. Okay, so since they're complementary, it means that they are added to get 90 degrees. So once we add them together, we can check to see if that is true and that they are complementary. So measured angle, so let's just add the degrees. So 60 plus 30 does equal 90, so we can conclude that measured angle ABC plus measured angle measured angle DBA equals 90 degrees. Okay, and so because they both equal 90 degrees, measured angle ABC plus measured angle DBA are complementary. We can also see that they're adjacent, and this is proven, so to speak, when we look at this line right here. So we can see that in this overall angle, in the broad angle, that there is a line right here that is shared by both of the complementary angles. Okay, and that line is ray BA. So ray BA is shared, and this means since there's a shared ray between both of them, it means that they are adjacent, and adjacent means that they are near each other. Sorry. It just means that both the angles that are complementary are near each other. Okay? And since both of these angles right here, so the pink, so DBA, measured angle DBA, and measured angle ABC, are both complementary and adjacent, when we look at the broad angle, we can conclude that it will be 90 degrees. So broad angle DBC is equal to, sorry, let me put that right there, is equal to 90 degrees. So this was, I don't have the M right here because it wasn't measured before. It gave us the measures for the smaller angles that make it up, but it didn't give us the measure for the broad angle. So now we have the measure for the broad angle, and this can come into play later on when we're using like variables and stuff to represent things and finding x, so that we can do this and things like that. But this is just simple. This simple version of it. Okay, so on to supplementary. So supplementary angles are two angles, again, that when added get to the sum of 180 degrees. Okay, so supplementary 180 degrees. Here, I'll put this. So 90 degrees, 180 degrees right there. Sorry, the paper's kind of all over the place. Alright, so we have this right here. So let's look, like we did last time, let's look at each of the smaller angles. So measured, because these are both measured, like I said before, because the degrees are given. So measured angle, right here it says ABC, measured angle ABC equals 58 degrees. So equals 58 degrees. So right there. And then measured angle DBA, let's go that way. It doesn't matter whether you go ABD, that doesn't matter. So measured angle, let's go DBA because I like that a little better. I don't know why. Equals 122. So 122 degrees. Okay? And so we're not looking at any of that stuff because that's just what they are. But here are the degrees, which we are going to add up, and we know that supplementary angles are angles that add up to 180 degrees. So for these to be supplementary angles, they need to add up to 180 degrees. So 58 plus 122 does equal 180 degrees. So we can conclude in this that measured angle ABC plus measured angle DBA is equal to 180 degrees. And because that is equal to 180 degrees, we can then conclude that measured angle ABC and measured angle DBA are, sorry if you can see that, supplementary. Are supplementary. Okay, so let me just right there underline that, because these are like the points we're making. Okay, so we have proven that this is a supplementary angle since the two angle measures, the degrees of both angles are added up to 180 degrees, and when two angles are added up to 180 degrees, then that means they are supplementary. Okay, and like the other one, this one is this overall angle is adjacent. These two angles are adjacent because they share a ray right here. So here's the shared ray, so BA, just like last time. Okay, so shared ray, which is BA. Okay. And because they have which means they're adjacent, sorry. Adjacent, which means they're just right next to each other or pretty much connected, and that's proven because they share the same ray at one right here. And because they are both, measured angle ABC and measured angle DBA are both supplementary and adjacent, when we look at DBC, the overall thing, we can kind of just ignore this right here for what I'm about to say. So when we look at the broadest angle, which is DBC, which is what you get, which is this, the angle of that is the sum of these two angles, of angle ABC and DBA. So when we look at DBC, and I'm not putting measured because it didn't give us the measured, it's not what was given, it's what we we found out was 180 degrees. So DBC equals 180 degrees. And when an angle is 180 degrees, it means it's a straight line, which we can also call a straight angle. So we can call the angle, not the line, we can call this the angle a straight angle. So angle DBC is a straight angle. Okay. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you.